to the prosecutor in Manhattan, calling the prosecutor a number of horrible names like an animal and thug.
Zoe Lofgren. I think we shall go jingle less today.
Okay.
As we said, sometimes just the Charlie Pierce headlines sum up everything. We now express relief when body counts are in the single digits, and these days there's space in the classroom for assault weapons, but not Rosa Parks. Says it all, Charlie. Good morning. Say hello to your...
Good morning to you all.
Good morning.
Another kind of gloomy morning dawns, huh?
Yep.
Yeah. Just when you were hoping that you'd be able to talk about a leaky pecker all morning, and no. You said now we express relief the body count was in the single digits. Have we all gone completely mad? I would answer that yes. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I started the piece by reminiscing on the Boomtown Rats song.
Yeah.
And Brenda Spencer, and she killed 2 people, and it was a national convulsion. Now, like 7 people die, and it's like, whoa, could have been 12,
Right.
could have been 30.
Right.
I don't get it. I don't understand why anybody needs 2 assault rifles. I don't understand why politicians think that there's a good reason for anybody to own two. So I just,
Yeah.
I don't understand a very great deal about my country anymore. I really don't.
Yeah.
And of course now there are reports that this was at somebody in transition. So all the right-wing nut jobs are out there raving against trans people.
Yeah.
Who, as we all know, are all serial killers, and it's just going to get uglier and less nuanced.
And by the way, she was a Christian who went to the same Christian school. So, for those of
Right.
the thoughts and prayers crowd, and there's not enough God in our schools.
Yeah, true enough. But I'll tell you what, it's a long time to hold a grudge against your elementary school.
That's true.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's once again, a combination of some obvious mental illness that they're also not going to do anything about.
Right.
No, I mean, it's certainly not in Tennessee. I mean, they're too busy making sure no books about gay penguins are in the schools.
Yeah.
Because that's an important issue.
And when you just said about, the hopelessness, I saw a clip, I guess it was on Twitter, of Marjorie Taylor Greene. Did you see her? She was trying to stop an ATF inspection because, with my oversight ability, I'm just like, this is where we are. No,
I don't. Fill me in on that. I didn't.
Yeah,
know
she
that.
was trying to stop an ATF inspection of what?
A gun store, I
gun
think? Yeah.
something. Because Marjorie Taylor Greene, because stupid. Anyway, Charlie, I don't. By the way, your whole piece, speaking of violence and Donald Trump, sort of inciting it on the Daily. You just said your headline is Donald Trump is going to burn it all down to save himself, and that's sure what it feels like. All of it. Not just the party, the country.
I mean, I don't know what they think is going to happen. All these people who are now pushing Ron DeSantis, who's every bit as bad, by the way, on the issues.
Yeah.
I don't think has a snowball's chance in hell of winning. I don't care what the polls say.
I agree.
Because he's going to wind up, having his spleen removed on national television about 5 times. But what do those people think Donald Trump is going to do if Ron DeSantis gets the nomination? You think he's going to go away?
Yeah.
You think he's going to get up on the podium at the convention and hold up Ron DeSantis' hand? No, he's going to go after them.
Of course.
Jody is whispering so
it's going
quietly.
to be a Republican cannibal dinner. What?
Yeah.
Jody's whispering so quietly. It's like, what is that thing, that ATR or something? I can hear it, but it's almost subliminal. It's so. She's agreeing with everything you're saying.
Yes, I am.
But you just said, the former president is a dangerous effing lunatic, and he's decompensating quickly. Read this GD thing. It's the kind of stuff that makes people change subway cars. This was the original, right? That there's going to be death and destruction if I'm indicted, blah, blah, blah. You said it's no longer matters whether he's playing a role or playing everyone for fools. He knows what his more dangerous devotees actually hear when he starts raving like this. It's no wonder it no longer matters whether or not he's doing all this out of abject terror of being hauled before the bar in 2 states and D.C., even quaking on his golden throne. He can still bring the temple down on his own head, especially since the entire Republican Party is lending him his support, and he knows it too because he won't shut his digital gob. I just like that sentence, but also I mean, that's exactly it. It is the continuing cowardice of the Republican Party, isn't it? And the fact that people show up at Waco without knowing the history of Waco, that they all died at Waco. Right. Do you get it? Stupid cult members?
No, they don't. They don't make that connection. No. But I don't know that it's all entirely cowardice and not raw opportunism.
Yeah.
I mean, some of it's cowardice. Some of that among the elected Republicans, certainly. Because, now Brian Kemp's going to sign that bill that's going to create a board that oversees, quote unquote, rogue prosecutors in Georgia. And I wonder what that's aimed at. But for them, it's cowardice. For the rest of these people, it's a final triumph over all the imaginary bogeymen that live in their heads.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, well, see what he says, right? I'm your, what did he say? Vengeance? I'm
your retribution.
I'm your retribution.
I am your retribution. Yeah. I'm your Venus. I'm your fire. I'm your vehicle, baby.
I am the walrus. I am the Eggman.
Cuckoo-cuckoo.
Yeah. You said if it wishes to save itself, the entire system must devote itself to the task of getting this guy out of public life forever. Every criminal prosecution should hit the afterburners. Every civil suit must proceed apace. The Democratic Party should dedicate itself, body and soul, to hanging this decrepit bag of poison around the neck of every Republican, local and national. If you have Republicans on your town council, they must answer for him as surely as his congressional acolytes and enablers must. His name should be a political curse for generations to come. You just said this is going to require people in my business to unshackle themselves from some of the more staid norms and customs of the tribe. This is a time for plain speaking with as much contempt and derision as we can muster.